Recently, I reviewed the OptiSolex 440 watt solar bag, and that is a blanket style or suitcase style solar panel set, two different panels. And in the process of doing that video, I was on their website and I noticed the OptiSolex solar brick, and I thought this was really cool because it's basically an MPPT charge controller, which is much slimmer. It's basically the same thing as this, but it's a whole lot smaller, but it's got the same functionality. As a matter of fact, I had this hooked up and tested it against the Renergy rover right here, and this was at the exact same times, exact same conditions, and I got about 5% more energy from the S1 than the Renergy, about 300 watts compared to about 285. So not only is it smaller, it seems to be more efficient as well. Also, when I tested the OptiSolex solar bag, I tested it on different power stations and got different readings from each of the different power stations. That's because they all have their own internal charge controllers that handle solar differently. With this S1, it lets you hook up your solar panel straight to an LFP battery, which means it's going to be much more efficient because while these power stations all have their different charge controllers, LFP batteries are basically all the same. So I ended up buying one of these because I've got some plans for this unit right here, and I wanted to kind of show you what I was going to do with those. But also, this is really got a lot of functionality and versatility, so I want to show you a few different ways that this can be used. You may not want a big, massive, ugly setup like this right here. Maybe you've got one solar panel, one battery, or a couple solar panels, or maybe even a couple different types of solar panels. This OptiSolex charge controller right here will do the job in a number of different situations. So I want to go through those as well. Towards the end, I'll show you what my plans are for this mess right here in the future. I plan on really changing this quite a bit, and this is going to play a key role in that, and I may even buy another one of these, and I'll explain that as well in a little bit. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to give you my initial thoughts on this because it's a really cool little unit, really well made. It's got an aluminum body. You can tell it's really sturdy. It's IP68 rated, meaning it can stay outdoors. You can mount this to your solar panel or one of their 200-watt solar panels, and basically, as long as you keep it out of the sun, it'll last for years. It's got a 10-year warranty on it, and it can withstand temperatures down to 40 below, and I believe up to like 160 degrees Fahrenheit. It would never get that hot here. Hopefully it never does. And usually never gets that cold. Maybe once every 100 years or so it might get that cold, or 1,000 years. But so it's got a huge temperature range. So as long as you're not, keeping it in an area that's going to get really hot, this can be used in just about every scenario and can be kept outside hooked up to one of your solar panels. What my plans are going to be is to hook it up in here. You can see I've got these two connectors right here hooked up to this bus bar, and you just plug those in. And then I've got a quick disconnect right here. You plug these in, and then I can plug this into my solar panel right here with this Anderson SB50. Another cool thing about this OptiSolex right here is you can mix and match panels. I've got 4 panels out in my backyard that I use that come in here and feed this. I've also got a couple in the garage that I don't use anymore, and they don't fit. That one's a 200 watt, and it doesn't fit with that setup. With this, and then you buy another one, you can mix and match different panels. So if you've got a couple sitting in your garage, you can hook one of these up to that, one up to the ones that you use all the time, and tie these in together and feed your batteries, your LiFePO4 batteries right here, and you're good to go. So it's got a lot of functionality. Another thing that does is it's anti-shading technology, which basically means, like with my panels, I've got my panel set up in series and parallel. That means 2 panels, if they are covered, even with a little bit of shade, those 2 panels will drop, but the other ones will keep producing energy. Whereas if everything is in series with one charge controller, if one of those panels is covered up with shade, everything falls off because everything is affected by that. If you've got this and another one, they're 2 individual lines, so it's not going to be affected like regular solar panels would, which is pretty cool. Another nice thing is, and that makes it really easy, is this detects the battery voltage. So like when I upgrade my unit, I'm probably going to put these back over there in 24 volts rather than 12 volts right now. I don't have to worry about going in and messing with this and making sure that it's set up for 12 or 24 or 48 volts. This will automatically detect it. So if you plug it into the battery first and then you plug it into solar, it'll read the battery, it'll know what the voltage is, and then it will start charging. So that's pretty nice as well. It's basically plug and play and super easy for even people that don't understand a whole lot about solar. This is super easy to use. So hopefully I answered all your questions there. If you do have any questions that I didn't answer, you can check out their website. I've got a link below, or you can leave a comment and I'll answer that. But first impressions, really nice. And to be honest, I've used this quite a bit and I am pretty impressed with this thing. So let's talk about some different ways that you can use this. And the first one is if it's connected to their 440 watt solar bag, and they've also got a 200 watt fixed solar panel that you can put on top of vans or RVs. And all of these products are designed to work perfectly with each other. So if you can, the best option would be to get all OptiSolex, the solar panels or the rigid solar panels, and this, and they will work perfectly. That is not to say that this doesn't work, because I have tested this out quite a bit and it works absolutely wonderfully with other products. My solar panels outside, I've had it hooked up to my Power Queens right here, and I've hooked it up to the solar bag and everything works great. It's just designed to work the best with their products. The cool thing about the solar bag is you can put this straight in that pocket and store it right there with the solar panels, or on their 200 watt fixed panel, you can attach this to the back of it, and you can do that to other panels as well and keep it right there, stick it in your garage, wherever you're going to put it, and have it right there ready to go. Now, to connect this, like I said, it's super simple. You've got the PV in over here, and then you've got the DC out. These larger cables are the DC out. So you would put these out to the battery. So you would want to connect those to the batteries. This DC in is where you would hook up the solar, like I've got right here. So I would hook up solar to this. First, I would hook up the battery like this. So you'd want to hook up the battery outside, and then you would hook up the solar panels and connect this all together. And it may take a couple minutes, but it'll start reading it and it'll start generating that power. Now outside, I tested, like I said, I've been testing this quite a bit, but on my little DIY box I built with my Renergy battery and a little PWM charge controller, a little 10 watt charge controller, I wanted to see how this stacked up against that, but I couldn't use the 440 watt solar panels because it's too many amps. So what I had to do was just grab one 100 watt panel, which is about 5 amps or so, and use that to test this out. And what I got was the PWM charge controller. I was getting about 4 amps, maybe a little bit over 4 amps. And then when I plugged this OptiSolex S1 in, I was getting 5 amps. So this works a whole lot better than the PWM charge controllers. And when it comes to MPPT or PWM charge controllers, PWM are pretty limited. And if you've got a small setup, like one panel, they're going to work fine. But the bigger setup you get, the more panels you get, you're not going to be able to use those. Like I said, that one's 10 amps, this one's 30 amps, and I'm pushing the limits of this one right here. This OptiSolex is 50 amps. So a lot more versatile, or a lot more that I can do with it other than this and that little PWM. But if you're just starting out, a PWM will work. Just know that it's not going to work for very long if you expand. And these are going to be much more efficient. And in preparedness, I like to juice every single watt, every little bit of energy I can out of my solar setup. And that little battery box setup I have, I use it to power some motion lights outdoors at night, so it doesn't get used a lot. You could use something like that to power an automatic gate, and have one of these set up with that solar panel, nice and discreet, that you can keep that charged up all the time, and you basically don't have to even think about it. You don't even need the box like I have mine set up. Mine is set up like a little power station. And honestly, the very, very simple setup, you could use just one LiFePO4 battery, a simple little battery, and an inverter to get a little bit of AC power, whether you're talking about a 1,000 watt inverter like this, or a larger, a 2000-watt inverter, and maybe a DC plug that you can plug in some of your, like say you've got a DC refrigerator, something like that. You don't need a whole lot, and one of these and a couple solar panels, and you're good to go. It's basically the same functionality without all the bells and whistles as a power station like those over there. That's what this is right here, but a much bigger one. And again, I'll explain to you what my plans are here in a minute, but just the regular LiFePO4 battery, an inverter, and a couple of different little adapters, a solar panel, and this S1 solar brick right here, and you're good to go. And that is a whole lot cheaper than a power station, you know, a pre-built power station. You can get one of these, something like this, set up for a few $100s. And the benefit, it may be about the same price or close to the same price with some of these power stations, but the benefit of going with a charge controller like this and the batteries is you can expand in the future and you can replace parts as they break down. That power station right there, once it goes, it's dead. There's nothing really I can do about it other than open it up and cross my fingers, but probably not going to be able to do anything. With this setup, you can change parts out. So it doesn't have to be as complicated as this. It can be as simple as one LiFePO4 battery, one solar panel, and this right here, and an inverter, get some AC power, and you are good to go. So I mentioned I was going to show you what my plans are with this power station and this S1 right here. And the reason I wanted this S1 so badly is you can see it is a whole lot smaller than this charge controller right here. And when you are trying, what I'm going to try to do is create a box basically the size of my EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. And I want to create a box that's around the same wattage, maybe a little bit less. I've got a battery coming that's 280 amp hours. So I want to be able to contain all of that and maybe get rid of some of the bells and whistles on here. Definitely get rid of this and replace it with this, which is going to be a lot nicer and a lot easier to do inside a box. I'll keep these right here. Maybe I'll get rid of like the AC charging port that I have right there because I don't ever use that. I've got a 12-volt port right there, 12-volt port right there. You know, a lot of different things that if I got rid of this, I'll get rid of this as well. If I got rid of this, that would take away a lot of the room that I need with all these wires as well. And then this Renogy I may put on the outside of the box. That way I can put the battery inside the box and have a few different things in there. Have these bus bars in there, the power switch, and that way it's basically, it's almost like, I'll put some handles on it, and it's basically like a power station, but it's a power station that I can get in. If I get a better battery, I can replace that better battery. If I want to upgrade to 24 volts instead of 12 volts, that way I can keep the small wiring. I may do that. So that is what I plan on doing with this. And with this S1 right here, where this is going to, the second one is going to come into play, which is a really nice feature, is right now I've got 400 watts of solar outside, which feed into this, which is great for keeping this topped off. I don't use this a whole lot other than for my DC refrigerator and charging a few different things. So it gets used, but not a whole lot like it would in an emergency or a grid down situation. But this would allow me to take those 440 watt solar panels from OptiSolex and actually combine those with my 4 panels outside. So I'd have my 4 panels outside on one of these, and then I'd have this one on the 440 watt solar panels, all coming in to feed this. So I would double the amount of energy I could produce. And the cool thing about that is I could fold those solar panels up and put them away, tuck this away, and put those away in the garage or in the basement until I need them. I don't have to have them sitting out there all the time. So it's an emergency option that I can pull out when I need to. It doesn't have to sit out there. The same thing, you could do the same thing with those foldable solar panels and this right here. If you had an RV or you were on the go, say it's a bug out situation or you're just camping, you know, something like this is going to be, you grab those solar panels and you grab a battery and an inverter or whatever. Maybe you've got your little kit put together and it's really easy to load up and take with you. Whereas something like this unit right here, that's basically not going anywhere. It's on a dolly, sure, I can move it around the house, but other than that, it's not going anywhere. once I do that case, then I'll be able to move it around just like one of those power stations. So all in all, this is a really cool little unit right here. Like I said, I've used this quite a bit and I'm super happy with it. And I can't wait until I get my battery and I can start building this box that I'm going to build right here with this, and put this S1 solar brick in there and use that instead of this big, huge unit right here. And I will be doing a video on that, and I'll go through step by step about what types of wires you need to use, what the bus bars are, and the inverter and the fusing and all that. I'll go through step by step and talk to you about how I'm putting it together. I didn't get a chance to do that with this one, but I will let you know that should be coming out here pretty soon as well. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell icon to get notified, and I'll update you on that. I've also got a couple other power stations. I'll leave the links to the one I showed earlier, the battery box I have outside, and this one, which I sort of went over how I put it together, but not the most detailed like I'm going to do with my next one. So at any rate, very cool product. This is available at Amazon and on their website. I've got the links in the description below. Make sure and check this out, as well as their 440 watt solar panels, their blanket style solar panels, really cool. But with that, I am done here today. If you do have any questions, make sure and leave them in the comment section below. With that, take care and prepare, everyone. We will talk to you all later.